My name's Shaun, I'm 44 years of age. I have played a lot of sport in my time. I'm in the pool and spa industry and sell pool chemicals and very busy on a daily basis. A typical day for me is to be up at 5:30 in the morning, and it takes me an hour and a quarter, hour and a half to get to my office, warehouse. I put in a full day there, and around about 4:30, 5 o'clock, back in the car again, another hour and a quarter home. And basically 12-hour days, especially in the summer, being in the pool and spa industry. So it's a pretty hectic lifestyle. I think if I had to say, looked anything slightly older, generally because of my lifestyle recently and over the last few years. So probably more feeling inside. I feel a bit older as well. A lot of stress levels come with the job and the family and all the rest of it. So. Yeah. Well, if I had to put a number on how old I feel, I would have to say I feel mid-50s at the moment, inside. I just would like to get a better balance back into my life. Well, my wife's about 12 years younger than me, so I'd like to go about halfway and say about 6 years younger than I look now. It was a really good age when I was there and felt good about myself, so yeah, it's about six years. That would make me just under 40, about 38. I'd be happy with that for the rest of my life. What do I see? I see stress. I see a lot of grey hairs and some very quickly forming wrinkles around my eyes and my forehead through I guess a lot of tension. So just would like to relax that and not have those wrinkles there. I think up to the age of say 40, felt really young. Then all of a sudden the lifestyle starts to change. You're married, you start to have kids, your hours at work are longer, and I coached football for a while, which put another stress in the life. So your whole lifestyle, or my whole lifestyle, changed around about 40. So it definitely has accelerated after that age. So yeah, combination of obviously getting older, but the actual lifestyle changing. When you're not married, you haven't got kids, you haven't got responsibilities, and you're a little bit carefree, but that all changes. The kind of things I'd like to hear after treatment, that you're looking refreshed, you don't look as stressed as you have been. They're probably the two main, I guess, measuring sticks that I would use to know that it's really given me a good feeling, yeah. Obviously, and I look younger. That's what it's all about. Looking younger makes you feel better. I've got more chins than a Chinese phone book. You don't really realise until you see photos from different angles what you actually really look like, and that was a big wake up call for me when there was people taking photos at a party, and I suddenly realised that overnight I almost realised that I'd aged a lot of years. You're looking in the mirror basically every day, although you might only do it to shave or look at it, but you don't tend to notice it until you see those photos being taken of you from different angles. And then it's like a big shock. It's like it's happened overnight. That's when it really hits you. I haven't really got any concerns about the treatment I'm having. I've got full confidence in the process and the people involved and the doctors and so forth. I haven't had any facial treatments before. I think the most important thing is that you still look yourself and still look natural, and that it doesn't take away your personality and your character. I know people have had treatment before or similar treatments, and they still maintain their selves and their character. So they look really natural. So I thought, well, what have you got to lose? I'm very excited about the treatment. When I initially thought about doing it, I wasn't that excited. But the closer you get to it, you start to wonder, gee, what will I look like? And I think it's like anything. You buy your kids a new toy and they're really excited about it. I'm getting really excited about it now. I would have to say that compared to before I had the treatment, I would look 8 to 10 years younger. I saw a photo of myself on the mantelpiece the other night, and it was around about 8 years, I think, ago that it was taken, and I virtually look the same as then. So yeah, that's 8 to 10 years, I think. I honestly believe I look between 8 and 10 years younger. I feel fantastic. One of the reasons I do is obviously because of the change in my face, but also it's affected my outlook on my lifestyle as well. So I've started to look at other areas like my diet and exercise and all the little things that I was probably neglecting before. I see a more positive looking person, a fresher, healthier looking person, and obviously younger, but also the main thing is I just look more vibrant and healthy and happy, really. The big wow factor, to be quite honest, I think it was a combination of all areas. My eyes don't look as I suppose sad anymore, so they've really lifted and I look more positive and happy. So that's probably the wow factor, was that my eyes have really opened up, and I just look a lot more I suppose energetic, happy. As an Aussie bloke, I can quite honestly say I really two areas I suppose I didn't know what I was in for, and I would never have believed how much difference it could make. What surprised me was probably two areas: the physical difference in my appearance, and the other one was just my mental outlook, and how it's affected, really the way I look at life now. So it's really helped. Another area which has helped as well, my little 2-year-old, we used to have this game where we frowned at each other, and I tried to frown at him the other night and I couldn't look sad. He doesn't frown anymore. So it's changed the way my kids are expressing themselves as well. So they're actually looking happier as well. So little things like that, and not just my physical appearance, but how it affects people around me as well. A lot happier person, a lot fresher person affects your family as well in a positive way. My best feature, I'd have to say, would be my eyes, and the treatment has definitely opened up my eyes. I look a lot less tired, I suppose, and happier, and just more less saggy, I suppose. I don't know the word for it, but yeah, they just really look like I'm refreshed and ready to take on life. Obviously, my wife has made comments that I look young and fresh, and I look like the man that she met 8 or 10 years ago, which is fantastic. A few of my mates haven't wanted to comment, and then once I've told them, they've said, "Oh, I knew there was something about you. You just looked healthier. There was just something about you." But it's probably a compliment because it looks so natural, and I guess if they were looking at me saying, "My God, what have you done to your face?" it'd be a different story. But a few little digs about having this done, but a couple of them have actually said, "Oh, yeah," just started to ask questions about, what's involved in the whole process. So on one side of the coin, they're having Aussie bloke digs at me, and the other side of the coin, when they're on our own, they're nudging me and asking me questions about it. So yeah, it's generally speaking, it's people have noticed a subtle. It's subtle but major. If it sounds like an opposite thing, but once they realise that there has been something done, they then come out and start to comment on, what differences they see. I think they're a little bit jealous. In fact, I think my brother asked me about it too, and he's 3 years younger than me. What I've learnt through the whole experience is probably to stop and smell the roses a bit in life, and have a look at where you're going. I was so busy in a great hurry with work and the family that I didn't really stop to think about myself. And what it made me realise is you need to think about yourself and what your outlook is and your appearance, because if you're not okay, then you can't look after the people around you as well. So it's really made me stop and think about lifestyle and attitude and the whole works, which is far more than the physical appearance. So it really has a flow-on effect in my whole life. If someone was considering getting this treatment done, I would say go for it straight away, because it's there's a lot less involved in it than you would think, than people would think on outward appearances. A lot less painful. In fact, I've had massages that are more painful than the treatment. So I'd say go for it.